Introduction: The Art of Remembering. You are not here to learn something new. You are here because your vibration wants to match with this ancient knowledge, with this magic code. It's not casual. This information has been with you since the beginning of the times. You are here to remember, not distracted, to remember what you already knew before the world told you who to be, before you learned to monitor yourself, before you learned to doubt your perception, before fear reorganized your identity, before the noise. Everything you are about to hear already exists inside you, not as ideas, as recognition. This audiobook is not meant to fill your mind. It is meant to activate something quieter and deeper, because truth is not acquired. Truth is recognized, and recognition always feels like remembering. That subtle inner response, that quiet yes, that strange familiarity that has no logical explanation. That is not coincidence. That is resonance. Neuroscience shows us that the brain does not only learn, it matches. It reorganizes itself according to what feels coherent, according to what fits an inner pattern. And mysticism has always said the same thing in different words. You don't discover truth. You return to it. So as you listen, don't search. Don't strain to understand. Don't try to collect concepts. Instead, notice. Notice what relaxes something inside you. Notice what softens resistance. Notice what feels strangely familiar. Notice what does not convince you, but remembers itself in you. That response is intelligence. That response is your nervous system recognizing coherence, because you are not a blank page. You are a living field of memory. And memory is not only stored in the brain, it is stored in the body, in emotion, in perception, in your vibration, in the way you relate to life when nobody is watching. This audiobook is not an answer. It is a mirror. And mirrors are not here to teach you who you are. They are here to show you what you already carry. So allow yourself to listen the way you would listen to music, without trying to control it. Let the words move through you. Let the pauses speak. Let your body respond. You are not here to become something. You are here to remember what has never left. Now, Chapter 1, The Mirror Field. The question most people quietly live with is simple. Why don't I have what I want yet? They rarely ask it out loud, but they organize their life around it. They think it is because they don't know enough, because they haven't healed enough, because they haven't visualized enough, because they haven't worked hard enough. But the universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. Not your personality, not your words, not even your conscious thoughts, your state, your emotional baseline, your nervous system's tone, your internal environment, your silent frequency. Physics calls it a field. Neuroscience calls it coherence. Mysticism has always called it vibration. Different languages, same reality. The quantum field, life itself, consciousness, the invisible intelligence behind all form, is not listening to your affirmations. It is reading your signal. Every nervous system is a transmitter. Every emotional pattern is a broadcast. Every internal state organizes perception, behavior, and interaction. You are not separate from the field. You are inside it, and it is inside you. How you are inside is what you meet outside. The field is not a judge. It is a mirror. It does not decide what you deserve. It reflects what you consistently emit. We were taught that the mind controls everything, but modern neuroscience already knows the mind is not in charge. The nervous system is. Emotion organizes perception. Emotion precedes thought. Emotion shapes decision before logic arrives. Thought is the narrator. Vibration is the author. A person can think of abundance while vibrating lack. You can speak of love while vibrating defense. You can imagine success while vibrating unworthiness. And the field always answers the vibration, not because it is mystical, because it is coherent. This is why your effort often feels unrewarded, why techniques sometimes exhaust, why people change cities, partners, careers, and meet the same emotional story wearing a different costume. Because the field is not responding to what they are trying to change. It is responding to what they are being. Ask yourself something honestly, not spiritually, not motivationally, biologically. How is your vibration when nobody is watching? Not when you are inspired, not when you are focused, not when you are performing a better version of yourself, but when you are alone, when the nervous system relaxes, when the mask drops, when there is no audience, no story, no optimization. That is your real frequency. When you are alone, you know who you are. You know how life feels to you. You know how you feel about yourself, about time, about possibility, about safety, about openness. And the situations repeating in your life, they are not punishment. They are feedback. They are the field showing you the signal you are sending, the same emotional patterns, the same types of connections, the same hopes followed by the same disappointments. Not because you are unlucky, because the broadcast has not changed. And the most important moment is not when you are visualizing. It is when you are simply existing. Because the field is always reading you, every moment, every tone, every internal shift. This is why honesty is power, not moral honesty, energetic honesty. The willingness to feel what is actually happening inside you without correcting it, decorating it, or escaping it. Your body already knows your vibration. Your nervous system already knows your true state. Your emotions are not problems. They are instruments. They are showing you what you are emitting. And what you are emitting is what is shaping what comes next. Change begins in the future, but the future is now. It begins in the feeling you allow now. And your body is the doorway. Chapter 2. The Projective Power. Most people say they are attracting a better life. But attraction is passive. Attraction waits. Attraction hopes. Attraction watches the world and asks it to change. Projection is different. Projection is active. Projection is responsibility. Projection is the recognition that what appears in your life is not happening to you. It is happening from you. You are not attracting experiences. You are projecting states, and the world organizes itself around those states. This is not philosophy. This is how perception and nervous systems work. Your emotional baseline filters what you notice. Your beliefs shape what your brain allows you to see. Your internal state selects which opportunities feel possible, which people feel familiar, and which risks feel dangerous. You walk through billions of bits of information every second. You do not experience reality. You experience the part of reality that matches you. That is projection. You may not consciously know what you are projecting, but you always recognize it when you meet it, because what you are reflects opportunities that rise and disappear, connections that start and collapse, motivation that comes and goes, cycles that repeat in different phases, resistance, delays, blocks. They are not punishments. They are not cosmic mistakes. They are feedback. They are your inner world made visible. It is much easier to blame the universe than to become accountable, because accountability dissolves the comfort of victimhood. Victimhood says, something is wrong with life. Power says, something is asking to be seen in me. And deep inside, you already know. You know where your energy drops. You know where you pretend strength. You know where you avoid feeling. You know where you are not aligned. The body always knows. The nervous system always reveals. The emotional patterns that keep returning are not enemies. They are messengers. The moment you see a pattern clearly, it no longer needs to scream. The moment you give it a place in awareness, it stops demanding attention. The moment you stop judging it, it starts transforming. Awareness is not confrontation. Awareness is ownership. And ownership is the beginning of power. You do not change projection by forcing positivity. You change it by expanding honesty, by noticing what is actually active inside you, by admitting the emotion beneath the story, by allowing the sensation beneath the personality. This is not weakness. This is nervous system leadership, because when you see what is operating, you are no longer operated, and the field always follows the operator. You do not need to fix yourself. You need to read yourself, because once something is truly seen, it reorganizes, not by effort, by coherence. And coherence is power. Before you hear the next chapter, hear this. If you removed all your beliefs, all your affirmations, all your knowledge, your body would still be telling the truth. Your posture, your breath, your tension, your fatigue, your impulses. Long before the mind decides, the body already knows. It already answers. It already protects. It already reveals. And if you learn to listen to it, you stop guessing where your power is blocked. You start feeling it. Chapter 3. The intelligent body. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. Not symbolically, biologically. Every experience you have ever lived has passed through your nervous system. Before thought, before language, before interpretation. And the nervous system does not delete information. It adapts to it. It reorganizes around it. This is why your body reacts faster than your logic, why emotion appears before explanation, why attraction, fear, contraction, and openness happen before you decide. Your body is not slow. Your mind is late. The body is honest. It does not perform. It does not pretend. It does not negotiate with identity. It responds to what is real in you. Even when you smile, even when you say, "I'm fine," even when you convince others, the body cannot lie. It stores emotion. It stores shock. It stores meaning. It stores interrupted responses. This is not psychology. This is physiology. Muscles hold incomplete action. Fascia holds chronic tone. The nervous system holds threat memory. The heart holds emotional patterning. And all of it is energy organized as matter. Your body is not against you. It is constantly trying to complete what was interrupted. Pain is not an enemy. Tension is not a failure. Fatigue is not weakness. They are messages. They show you where your vibration is held, where emotion was cut short, where expression was postponed, where survival replaced presence. Exercise helps. Routines support. But movement without emotion only rearranges the surface. If emotion is not processed, it is stored. And what is stored becomes state. And state becomes signal. Thought, emotion, and body cannot be separated. There is only one field, one vibration, one intelligence expressing through different layers. You cannot think your way out of a state your nervous system is still living. This is why people understand everything and still repeat the same life. Understanding is cortical. Transformation is nervous system. There is nothing to fix outside. The dialogue is internal. And the doorway is sensation. When you bring attention into the body, you bring consciousness into the field. And consciousness reorganizes whatever it touches, not by force, by presence. This is why silence changes you, why breath shifts you, why honest emotion liberates energy. Because the body is where vibration becomes experience. Listen to it, not to control it, to meet it. Because the moment the body feels met, it no longer needs to speak through pain. It speaks through power. Now, every moment, your heart is broadcasting. Every emotion is shaping a field around you. Long before words, long before action, something in you is already speaking. Chapter 4. Emotional Tolerance. The language of reality. There is a language older than words. It does not belong to any culture. It does not require sound. It does not depend on thought. It is emotion. Emotion is not weakness. Emotion is information in motion. It is the way the nervous system translates experience into vibration. And vibration is the language of the universe. The universe does not hear what you say. It feels what you emit. This is not mystical poetry. This is measurable. The heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the human body. When emotion changes, that field changes. When the field changes, the nervous system reorganizes. When the nervous system reorganizes, perception, behavior, and decision shift. And when perception shifts, your entire experience of reality follows. This is why pretending never works. The field does not read your performance. It reads your coherence. Emotion must be authentic. If anger arises, feel it. If sadness appears, allow it. If fear surfaces, meet it. Do not resist. Do not dramatize. Do not suppress. Resistance traps emotion in the body. Expression lets it complete. Feel it. Let it move. Let it pass. Emotion moves through you. It is not you. When emotion is allowed to complete, it transforms. This is how the nervous system returns to balance, not through control, through honesty. Science already confirms this. When gratitude, appreciation, or care is genuinely felt, the heart enters a coherent rhythm. Brain waves synchronize. Stress hormones decrease. Immune function improves. Perception widens. This is not belief. This is biology. So do not try to think gratitude. Remember it. Recall moments of genuine appreciation. Let the feeling return, not the memory, the sensation. Enter that emotional field. Practice it, not as a technique, as a state, until it becomes familiar, until it becomes natural, until it becomes home. Ask yourself, what emotion am I training my nervous system to live in? What emotion am I practicing every day? What emotion am I becoming fluent in? Because whatever emotion you live from becomes the language your life speaks. And reality always answers in the same language. Consider this. Two people can stand in the same place and live in completely different worlds. The difference is not what they see, it is how they see. Chapter 5. The Observer Effect. You do not see reality. You see your observation. Neuroscience is clear on this. The brain does not passively receive the world. It constructs it. It predicts. It filters. It edits. Out of billions of bits of information, it selects what matches your internal state. This is why perception is not neutral. It is personal. Two people can witness the same event and store two entirely different realities. Because perception is projection. The world behaves according to what the observer carries, not because reality is fake, but because reality is relational. It meets you where you are. When frequency shifts, perception shifts. When perception shifts, choice shifts. When choice shifts, experience reorganizes. And then the world proves you right. For some, life is hostile. For others, life is mysterious. For others, life is supportive. Not because the world changes, but because the lens does. Ask yourself, from what emotion are you observing? From tension? From defense? From lack? From calm? From curiosity? From compassion? Do you look at life through the wound? Or through awareness? Through memory? Or through presence? The observer is not your thoughts. The observer is your emotional position. And emotion determines meaning. When a coherent, elevated emotion aligns with observation, something powerful happens. The nervous system exits survival. The brain exits prediction loops. And perception widens. You start seeing options that were invisible. Opportunities that were filtered out. Paths that could not exist in a contracted state. The world does not rearrange to please you. It rearranges to match you. So if you want to change what you keep meeting, change the position from which you are meeting it. Because the observer is the doorway, and the doorway is always inside you. Before you hear the next chapter, have you noticed that? Sometimes you decide, and sometimes something decides in you, and most people never learn the difference. Chapter 6. The Internal Guardian. There is a part of you that decides before you think, before logic, before motivation, before confidence, a silent regulator, a vibrational guardian. It was formed in moments when you were vulnerable, when you did not yet know how to protect yourself, when your nervous system had to adapt faster than your mind could understand. Its only purpose was survival, to hide when it was dangerous, to stay quiet when it was unsafe, to detach when connection hurt, to control when chaos appeared, to shut down when expression felt risky. These were not weaknesses. They were intelligent adaptations. And they worked. They kept you functioning. They kept you alive. But what protects you in one season can imprison you in another. You believe you are choosing. Often, the guardian is choosing. It selects what feels familiar, what feels safe, what feels predictable, even when safe means painful. And the field responds to it, not to who you are now, but to who you were when those patterns were written. This is why people outgrow their old self intellectually, but keep living it emotionally. The guardian is not your enemy. It is loyal, but it is outdated. It is protecting a version of you that no longer exists. Through conscious habits, emotional honesty, and embodied presence, new patterns are built. The nervous system learns through repetition, not explanation. And you can speak to this part of you, not with force, with leadership, with reassurance, with consistency. You are not that helpless self anymore. You are not that unprotected self anymore. You are not in that environment anymore. And the guardian does not need to keep the doors closed, because you are now capable of choosing consciously. And when the guardian relaxes, your vibration changes. And when your vibration changes, your entire relationship with life changes. This can be a little difficult to hear, but reflect on this. If something keeps appearing in your life, if the same emotion keeps finding you, if the same type of situation keeps wearing different faces, it is not following you. It is coming from you. Chapter 7. The Unintegrated Self. What you do not accept within, you will meet without. Not as punishment, as reflection. Because vibration seeks expression. And whatever is denied inside does not disappear. It looks for a mirror. When an emotion is not allowed, life provides a stage. A person will appear who triggers it. A situation will arise that exposes it. A pattern will repeat that carries its signature, not to hurt you, to show you. This is what has long been called the shadow. And the shadow is not dark because it is bad. It is dark because it is unseen. It is not made of evil. It is made of unfelt emotion, unexpressed needs, disowned impulses, and rejected parts of the self. The shadow does not want to destroy you. It wants your recognition, because what is recognized can be integrated, and what is integrated no longer needs to control. When you meet a reaction, instead of acting it out, when you feel an emotion, instead of justifying it, when you notice a pattern instead of becoming it, something powerful happens. The nervous system stops fragmenting energy. The psyche stops splitting identity. And integration begins. Integration is not fixing. It is allowing. It is giving space to what was excluded. When you meet the shadow without judgment, when you stop pushing it away and instead stay present, the charge dissolves. And when the charge dissolves, energy returns. Clarity returns. Choice returns. This is not spiritual. It is neurological. What is not integrated is managed by survival circuits. What is integrated is regulated by awareness. And awareness always restores power. When light and shadow stop fighting, wholeness emerges. And what once appeared as pain reveals itself as information. What if your imagination is not creating fantasies, but accessing memories? Chapter 8. Creative memory, imagination, is not fantasy. It is simulation. The brain does not distinguish clearly between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. The same networks activate. The same chemistry responds. The same emotional circuits fire. This is why memories can make your heart race, and why imagined futures can calm or disturb your body. Time, to the nervous system, is not linear. It is experiential. The future feels imagined because consciousness senses before the mind explains. You are not inventing possibility. You are resonating with it. When desire is born from need, it is contraction. It is asking. It is chasing. It is begging life to fill a void. When vision arises from recognition, it is expansion. It is remembering. It is aligning. You do not want objects. You want experiences of being. You want how life feels when those objects are present. Safety, freedom, ease, expression, connection, vitality. Never confuse the symbol with the sensation. The house, the relationship, the success, the abundance. They are languages the mind uses to describe emotional states. But the emotion is the real desire. And emotion is always accessible, because emotion is internal. This is why you can feel peace without permission, gratitude without evidence, confidence without proof. They are states, and states are fields. When you enter the state, the field changes. And when the field changes, behavior, perception, and opportunity reorganize. You do not create the future by forcing pictures. You create it by embodying states. This is not visualization. This is identification. Who are you being while you imagine? Needing or remembering? Because one weakens the signal and the other becomes it. Now consider this. Are you aware that you don't really want what you say you want? You want how you believe it will make you feel. Chapter 9, Emotional Creation. Most people believe they manifest with effort, with discipline, with constant thinking, but thought is only information. Information does not organize reality. State does. Emotion is what turns information into a signal. This is why forcing goals often produces exhaustion instead of results. The nervous system feels the incongruence. Trying to reach a future while emotionally living in lack sends a mixed message. And mixed messages weaken coherence. Manifestation does not respond to struggle. It responds to emotional embodiment, to who you are being while you act. Recognize the emotions that lower your frequency, not to judge them, to feel them. Give them space. Let them exist. Let them move. Let them pass through you like weather through the sky. Emotion completes when it is allowed. Suppression traps it. Expression releases it. Many of the emotions you carry are not even yours. Human nervous systems resonate. You absorb tone, tension, fear, urgency. Sensitivity is not weakness. It is permeability. And permeability without awareness becomes burden. So let what is not yours move on. Feel it. Breathe. Stay present. And beneath what passes, you will feel what remains. Your true emotions, the ones that expand the chest, the ones that soften the face, the ones that bring quiet clarity, the ones that feel like remembering. Create from there, act from there, speak from there, because the field does not answer what you want. It answers what you are. Now that you are more awake of your true self, don't stop believing, because doubt is rarely loud. It is subtle It doesn't scream no. It whispers later. Chapter 10. The Silent Inhibitor. Doubt is not a thought. It is a physiological state, a subtle contraction of the nervous system, a background hesitation, a quiet emotional fog that lowers your signal. Most people think doubt lives in the mind, but the body feels it first, as heaviness, as delay, as distraction, as fatigue, as tension, without a clear story. It is not laziness, it is inhibition, a protective brake applied by the nervous system when something feels unsafe, unfamiliar, or identity-threatening. Doubt is often the guardian wearing a different mask. It does not argue, it postpones. It fills the space with, "Not now. I'll start tomorrow. I need to fix this first. I'm not ready yet." The body recognizes the incongruence before the mind admits it. The mouth says yes. The field says no. And the nervous system always wins. This is why motivation fades, why clarity dissolves, why momentum collapses without explanation. The first step is always the hardest, not because the action is difficult, because it interrupts the state. It breaks the loop. It signals to the nervous system that a new pattern is beginning. Feel what stops you. Do not escape it. Name it. Locate it in the body. Let it be present. And then move anyway. Not violently, not dramatically, consciously. Congruous returns through embodied action. When behavior matches intention, the nervous system recalibrates. And when the nervous system recalibrates, energy returns. Clarity returns. Confidence returns, not as emotion, as state. And when state changes, so does everything built on it. Congratulations, because you are remembering who you are. What if nothing is missing? What if nothing ever was? Chapter 11. The Return to Center. At some moment in your life, something happened, and your light dimmed. Your openness contracted. Your spontaneity quieted. Your inner authority weakened. And without realizing it, you began looking for yourself in knowledge, in teachers, in methods, in systems, in explanations. But what was lost was never outside. The journey was always inward. You were not searching for power. You were searching for permission. To feel whole again. To trust yourself again. To inhabit yourself again. You do not need more rituals. You do not need more techniques. You do not need more authorities. Those are useful, but they are not the source. Wisdom is not something you acquire. It is something you uncover. It reveals itself when nervous system noise quiets, when your emotion is allowed, when your attention returns to the body, when your identity softens, when your resistance dissolves, when you realize the world is responding to you, when you recognize reality as relational, responsive, reflective, the search dissolves, and remembrance begins. You stop trying to become and start allowing yourself to be. No one gives you the formula because you are the formula. Your state organizes your perception. Your perception organizes your choices. Your choices organize your experience, and your experience feeds back into your state. This is not mystical. This is structural. This is how a nervous system creates a world. And when you return to center, when you stop outsourcing authority, when you stop chasing coherence, When you stop asking the world who you are, something stabilizes. And from that stability, life begins to respond differently. Not because you forced it, because you met it as yourself. And when that happens, miracles stop being exceptions. They become natural consequences of coherence. Closing, the final remembering, you were never meant to become something. You were meant to remember what you are. You are not an idea. You are not a role. You are not a personality. You are a living field. You are vibration. You are a sensing intelligence. You are a coherent presence. Now, if these words resonated with you, it is because they touched something that was already alive inside. You did not receive this. You recognized it. Let this remembrance continue. Return to this space whenever you feel the call to realign, to deepen, and to remember. And if this work speaks to you, subscribe to this channel. Continue activating what has always been yours. You are not here to learn. You are here to remember.